My adventures at E3 2016 were made possible by NVIDIA Australia and New Zealand. Hello again, I am Blunty coming at you from the Hyperkin booth at E3 2016. I'm going to have to be quick because there's a band over there. They're surely going to start up anytime soon and completely drown me out. But Hyperkin, I'm sure you're familiar with the brand. I most recently dealt with them when I was reviewing the Retron 5, the 5-in-1 console emulator thing, which I absolutely loved, not least of which because I did Game Boy and Game Boy Advance stuff, games as well up on the big screen. Anyway, if you want to know about that, watch my review. I'm looking at the new stuff they've got here. They've got some cool sort of wraps and skins for your HTC Vive, for instance, and I'm predicting everybody who's got HTC Vive is going to want some of these to keep their units, free of dings and scratches and bumps and keep them clean and just make them look nice as well because they're in colourful colours. And I've always suggested to the NVIDIA people that when they do, VR demos and stuff for the people, they should get some bright green ones, NVIDIA green ones from these guys made up. They've also got these neat little sanitary pads for VR experiences. There goes the band. I'll do the rest in a voiceover. Anyway, as I was saying before, I was interrupted by what I think was some kind of jazzy cover of one of the Street Fighter II stage songs. Hyperkin's clever idea of little masks to keep your face grease off VR headsets and other people's VR sweat off your face is a clever little idea. They were a bit fiddly to keep in place when you were putting on the headset, quite frankly, but they did work well enough to be worth the fiddling. I quite like the look of their X91 Windows 10/Xbox One controllers. A little bit retro, a little bit slick. I think I'm going to need to give one of these a try. The Brute, on the other hand, is at the other end of the size spectrum. Looks good for those of us with big hands. And again, like with most things Hyperkin, just a touch of the retro flavour in the design, and I like that. The Superboy on the right there, a handheld Super Nintendo, gets a new upgraded model now. And this one also handles PAL cartridges, not just the NTSC that the original did. So that's pretty exciting. And that Game Boy looking Frankenstein thing next to it is not just a controller for your phone. It is made for phones, but it actually plays Game Boy and Game Boy Color physical cartridges and feeds the game to your Android phone's screen. So you get the joy of real buttons, but with the advantage of a modern, crispy, bright screen, minus the cost of having a screen built into the playing device itself. Just use your phone. It's a wacky idea, a bit of a quirky solution, really, and when it comes out later this year, I'll be very interested in how well it actually works. Also a first from Hyperkin, some software. Birthed from a small group of Hyperkin's resident nerds, it's a dual-wielding gun-based 360 shooter. It's still a work in progress, and as a concept, the gameplay is hardly unique to VR, and the presentation won't exactly blow your mind away, but it did play very solidly indeed, and I did have fun in my demo. So it's worth keeping an eye out for Bass Drop. It's a simple gameplay experience, but it certainly works quite nicely indeed. So yeah, that's the Hyperkin booth. And prediction, by the way, official prediction, they're gonna sell a lot of those HTC Vive skins. I mean, if there's anyone out there who has HTC Vive or is planning on getting one, I'm betting the instant they see these things on a shelf somewhere, on my video for instance, they're gonna want some. I want some and I don't even have a HTC Vive yet. But yeah, thanks for watching. I am Blunty and I will catch you next time.